What excess group is in the house?
It's Carlyn Xavier-Phillip, aka Carlyn XP, aka the Bouyon Queen. Yes.
My name is Brent Samuel from Kross Band. Well, yeah, former Kross band. I was the lead keyboardist, leader, producer. Yeah, I had many hats, pretty much.
My name is Maddison Etienne, better known as Daddy Milla or Milla from the XS Groove Band, also a calypsonian and an MC.
My name is Sheldon Alfred, as you said, better known as Shelly, on stage, on the road, everywhere. I am the lead artist of Signal Band. I am a founding member, and I do a bulk of the songwriting and composing for the band.
John, define Bouyon music.
Bouyon is a modernization of our traditional instruments, and over the years that has even become more modernized. I think the modernization right now is on steroids. You know, it started off with the Jinping music and how they could translate that from the being a traditional instrument to then being something that came from a keyboard, a drum machine, and now we see a really hyper experimentation of those instruments on keyboards on platforms such as Ableton and all these production platforms. So yeah, it's really a modernization of our traditional elements, and now it's on steroids.
I would define Bouyon music as Dominica's original twist on our local music, right? Modernizing it as time goes along, putting the emotions and experiences of what it is to be a Dominican young person at the different periods of time in our life.
Bouyon music is a collection of different musical genres within our culture. That's how I see it. So it's like everybody says, it's the quadrille, it's the Jinping, it's Tadas. It's just a bunch of things coming together. We also have a little so-called name Bouyon, which means like a collection of different foods or whatever.
Bouyon music, the heartbeat of our culture. You know, the dictionary definition according to the pioneers would be the modernization of our native rhythms, yes? But in my opinion, I think it's the heartbeat of our culture.
How did you get involved in the Bouyon music industry?
Well, I've been doing music for quite a while now, and I started off with Fanatik, and then I did more soca then, you know, and there wasn't really a presence for females in the Bouyon music, so I decided to pick up that mantle, and there you have it. When I joined the band, they were already in existence with Sharian as their lead vocalist. And then the guys had that bright idea that there's never been two lead female vocalists in a band. So they hired me, and that's how we got into Fanatik.
I was always interested in music. I mean, I didn't have the means to learn it, but I didn't have the opportunity to go learn it, but I was always interested in it. And then eventually, it was actually my brother who was recruited into a band, and I decided to work with a band named Connection Band. And I used to work with the band. I was pretty much like the road crew. I used to help set up for band practices, events, and all of that stuff. And then I was always interested in keyboard, so I always used to be around the keyboard player, picking up things here and there, and so on. And eventually, I started to train myself in playing keys more. And while I was in school in SMA, there was a function by Mr. Ian Jackson he did a course like beginners for keyboards. So I went through that course. I learned the basic chords and whatever, and then from there I just pretty much divulged into other things. I started playing in my church as well, so that helped a lot.
And can you tell me the story behind the formation of Kross-vybez? How did the band start?
Okay, so so Arden Panfe, or Arden P. Yo, and a guy named Dwyer came up to me one day during school. Like, I think it was like recess or break time. And they were like, boy, we need to do a school, we need to do a band. No, the thing is, I had established a small little Bouyon school band for a while, but eventually that broke up and so on. And so them guys came up to me and was like, okay, let me talk to, I have another friend who might be interested in forming a band. So I went to a guy named Namin Roll. I went to him, and the thing is, his family had like pretty much all the equipment and everything. So we spoke about it, and then we decided to form a band. And then we recruited other people. My brother, the drummer Craig, a guy named Nigel Henry was the other keyboard player, and and then we formed the band, then Krossvybez.
Yeah, man. I feel the rhythm coming down under me. Back and along in the streets. We dancing. Carnival man on the highway. Heading down to the city. We dancing. Deep in the motion. From east of the tension. Back feeling like we crazy. Getting on wild and wassy. Ladies like to take a shot. Come give me a dance. Shake, free up your body. I came to party. What's you?
How did you get involved in the Bouyon music industry?
Well, it was with the friends I grew up with and started a band, Kelson Charles and Marvin John Baptiste. We grew up next door to each other and with the common interest in music. But the good thing about it was we were all specialized in different parts of music, where I being a singer-songwriter, Kelson being a technician and an all-around just popular guy, which you need to have a band. You need a guy with, vibes and popularity and things like that. And Marvin being a sound music professional, with a different style of how he approaches Bouyon. And, we just being friends on a daily basis just thought, well, why don't we just start a band? Because we have the basic elements. You have somebody that's technically sound, you have somebody that can provide songs, and you have somebody that can provide music. And so we just began that journey together. Along that journey, we linked up with Richard Beno Christmas, we linked up with Coolridge Bell, Mr. Ridge, and we started the first iteration of Excess Groove. That was in 2006. 7 or 8, and we started going on into the 2010s, where we performed at probably almost every single venue and event, jam, or whatever you want to call it. But we basically just got our start from being neighborhood friends in a community that nothing better to do but bring our talents together and make something happen.
Yo, my brother, get yourself in order. My brother, get yourself in order. Position for the session.
Music started for me in primary school. While I was in SMP, I was introduced to Calypso, and I started singing Calypso at about age 11 in the Calypso competition in school. And then that was for 1 year, and then the other year the school was like, okay, that competition you have outgrown that competition. They sent me to the Junior Calypso Monarch, and that's really where I started to understand music, and I started gaining a fan base from there, to be honest. Yeah.
Tell us about the formation of Signal Band from the start.
Signal Band was formed in 2010, and I remember that entire summer of 2010. We were in high school. All of us were going to high school at that time, and that summer we spent all our days just practicing songs. And I can remember we said that we were not going to be a Bouyon band. We said we were going to be a soca band. And we were practicing a lot of old school soca songs, All Aboard, Pump Me Up, and the Crossfire songs and all that. Edwin Yearwood, Alison Hines, all the songs. And I think that at that time we had a bit of a challenge with Bouyon. We felt that Bouyon was going down a road of a lot of chanting, and we felt like we didn't align with that at the time. So towards the back end of the summer, we felt like, okay, yeah, we're practicing now, we have to do a gig. We have to perform somewhere. And we had our first performance on August 20th in Baffin State. And I think it was that afternoon we actually named Signal Band because we were about to perform and we didn't have a name. And and that's really that's how it has been from the get-go. And at that time I was playing guitar. I wasn't singing for the band, and it was a few years down the line I started singing.
Of the fun, signal time can never done. No matter how low our signal go, it will never show SOS. No matter what they try. Oh, hi. When we up on the stage.
Bouyon music of back then, in the early days, and Bouyon music of now has really changed. What can you tell me about the transition?
Well, you know, Bouyon has always been about the way of life of the people, you know, Dominicans, Caribbean people. And I think that is one thing that hasn't changed. It's still about the way of life, but I think our way of life kind of changed, you know. So right now, the Bouyon is just reflecting what modern day life is. You know, a lot of things have become more straightforward. You know, a lot of things that used to be hidden. Even just the other day, we were discussing the way that the pioneers used to write the music. You still have to kind of figure out, even if it wasn't something, you know, sexual, it could be about slavery. You still have to kind of listen to figure out what they were talking about, you know. And I think that these days we don't really get that element. The element, it's straightforward, it's right in your face. If we want to sing about slavery, you say Mr. was a slave and blah, 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 and we move on. So I think right now it's just really, it's still a way of life, but it's just more straightforward right now.
Like everything else, things evolve, things change. For better, sometimes for worse, but I think Bouyon is getting where Bouyon is right now. I think my personal opinion is actually in a very good place right now. Like it's really in a really good place. It's more marketable. It's more appealing to a wider cross section of people. So which is a good thing. And because of the whole social media and all of these streaming platforms and stuff, it made it a lot easier and more accessible for people to take in that music. The standard of the music is. It's easier to digest for people right now. Whereas before, people used to put in more musical stuff and more like chord structures and try to change variation of melodies and stuff within a song. Now it's more about the rhythm and the bounce of the beats. And honestly speaking, it markets. I don't see no problem with it. I mean, people might have other opinions and so on. Yes, there's also the explicit side of it. But then, I mean, a lot of other musical genres has explicit sides and the cleaner side. So, I mean, I don't see why not.
Well, I mean, with everything, there's evolution, you know, and you have the Bouyon music of back then. That was their interpretation of music. And the young ones coming up, they have their own interpretation of the music, what they want to have it feel like, you know, what they want to have it sound like. And I think it's a really good transition. I mean, now you have Bouyon music going through leaps and bounds. So while everything evolves, so does the Bouyon music, you know, and I think the transition is a very good one, and it's taking us far and wide.
Well, I see the change as nothing. As music generally is, from the artist perspective, is personal experiences you're bringing out. So as the personalities change, then you're always going to get a change with the music and what is coming out. So, for example, in the early days, you would have, let's say, me and Mary Lou jumping up for True, and that was true, and that was relative, and that was good to the time that it came out. You had Balance Batty, which is something that was true and relative to the time it came out. You know, Triple K came in with their efforts, and which everything that they had was true to the time it came out. And I feel like right now we're in a faster time, a faster pace understanding where young people, you know, catch words, slangs, and phrases a lot quicker. And so, you know, the music we just streaming out the fat of the music and get into the heart of the matter a little quicker. And so I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of evolution and, you know, different generations of people expressing themselves.
So how has Bouyon music impacted your life?
Well, it's impacted my life a great deal, being that the people of Dominica appreciate the music. So regardless, you're not the biggest Bouyon artist or you're not the artist with the most fame or money from the music, there's still that appreciation when you go around that you're doing something that helping, you know, the country, helping everybody. Because I'm from the band, we do it from a purist standpoint. Like it's not really so much about, you know, the material aspect of it, but being purist, loving the music. It feels good to get the appreciation that anytime you want help from counterparts in the industry or from the media partners like DBS, that, you know, they give us that support and things like that, because that's what keeps you going in the art. So Bouyon Music has impacted my life with, you know, learning to network, learning to communicate, and you know, build better personal and professional relationships with people.
Yeah. Really and truly. Whoa! Boom! The youth listen now, you live. Come on, unleash the beast.
Well, first of all, I made the transition because I felt like, okay, instead of running away from the challenge of Bouyon Music, I felt I had something to offer. You know, the band also felt I had something to offer. They felt like I started music by being on stage by myself, performing a song based on a criteria in a competition and winning that competition many times. So they felt like, you know, I had the skill to be a lead vocalist and to be an image for the band. And but I was still a little bit daunted by Bouyon, but then I felt like, you know, Bouyon needed singers like myself to make a contribution, and that's really when I started singing Bouyon Music in about 2014. That's about 4 years after Signal Band was formed. And honestly, now, there's no turning back for me. I have literally sacrificed Calypso for Bouyon Music now, and you know, it disappointed a lot of my fans because, you know, that's where they know me first. But in reality, Bouyon has changed my perspective. Bouyon has brought income, you know. Bouyon has been a livelihood for us right now for the past 10 years and more at Signal Band. So Bouyon Music is our daily bread, and it's what we see bring people together all around the world and bring people to see us perform. So that is what Bouyon means to us right now.
This side life is the best life, a zero stress life. Baby, tell me if the partner there. Just tell me if the coast is clear. Oh, 'cause I'm on my way.
Well, I'm now a household name. You know, up to this morning, I had a lady call me, and, you know, she's like, yes, I cannot believe I'm finally talking to the Bouyon Queen. I've been looking at you for so long. So Bouyon has changed my life immensely, and I'm thankful. It has put me on the musical map, and so it has made me a household name, and it has given me a career.
How did you feel being nominated into the Caribbean Music Award?
Oh, wow. It was an honor. Yeah, as the only female, I usually get into, anytime something happens in music and Bouyon is involved, I am usually the only female, you know, so it was an honor for me to be nominated.
What influence does Excess Groove have on Bouyon Music today?
Well, I would say that we have a lot of influence over the new style of music, because when we were conceptualizing our music, two things led to that. Was, remember I said we started with a singer-songwriter, a producer, and an engineer. So that doesn't lead for a lot of organists, a lot of string men, a lot of guitarists to give us a similar style to a Triple K or WCK. What it would lead to would have a lot of witty, catchy vocal chants and a lot of catchy rhythms. So by us, our introduction and our initial contributions to the game, it wasn't really because we were so good and we planned to do it like that, like what's happening now. It was kind of based on accident, that because we didn't have that and we work with what we have, which is kind of the core essential element of Bouyon. If you don't have a ham and turkey and it's back and you have to put it and make the Bouyon happen. So what we did was, we were one of the first people that started, you know, trimming the fat and getting more direct as to what the Bouyon is right now, as opposed to before, where, you know, there was a lot more musicality around it, telling the story, but now the message is what we helped to bring to the forefront. Not us only, but we helped to bring that to the forefront, the message.
The Signal Band, what influence do you think it have on the environment today?
Well, I think Signal Band is the most influential band in Dominica right now, and that you can attest to that for many reasons. You know, our youthfulness. We're a very young group. Actually, yeah, most of us on stage, 90% of us on stage are under 30 years, and that means we resonate with the youth a lot. You know, the youth on a daily basis, the amount of young people that say they just look up to us, just naturally, even without the music, they just look up to us, I think is very meaningful. So I think they relate to us on that youthful level. And then the music, then, while the music draws them in, the music also draws in a whole other demographic of older folks as well. And so that's why when we end up, like when we go out to perform, we see so many different people from different walks of lives. You know, I was telling the guys the other day, when we hit the road the other day, I saw vagrants, I saw politicians in the band, I saw doctors, students, children, you know, and you know that's I think is the impact we have right now. It's somewhat a rated E for everyone environment that Signal Band is bringing forth, and we have to embrace that. We are embracing that, and I think that is really a big part of the influence that we have. Everybody can come under one roof and party with Signal.
Share with us some of your memorable moments playing with Fanatik.
Wow. Well, I can give you the very first time I played with them, where I was nowhere close to being a part of the band. I was just there as a little groupie, you know, a little groupie, wink, wink. And for some reason, the lead singer could not make it to the gig at the time. So I was, being that I was following the band, like most of the times they were playing, and they just said, Carlyn, I think you know most of the songs, so can you do a little fill-in for us? And I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I went on the stage, and lo and behold, we survived the night. And from then on, I have never been afraid of the stage since. So that was one of the most memorable moments for me.
Can you share with us some of your favorite songs of the Fanatik Band?
I would do Control. I listened to it on DBS just the other day, because DBS always goes way back with music that I'll be like, oh my God, I cannot believe, and I cannot remember when last I heard that song. So I heard Control, better have control if you see me in there, better, you know, and that was one of my favorite songs.
When you step out on the dance floor, have control. You're rolling on the bumper, have control. You better give it to me proper, but have control. Better take control, have control. When you step out on the dance floor,
Can you share with us some of your memorable song of Kross Vybez?
One song that can come to mind straight up is like, for example, in 2014 or 2014, Look I in Your Face. Look I in your face, talk to me, whatever you have to say to me. That's one of the memorable songs of Kross Vybez. We had this Spider-Man rhythm. We used to do a thing called Tokyo, and we used to have like a funny dance for it and everything. I mean, yeah, we have different things that were memorable for us.
I love to see the people and them waving their hands. Everybody join in the band. Whoa. You come around, you dance and shout, this is your sound. Press on the band of the year. You come out to fest it. You come out to chalk it. You have your own money. You out to party it. I tell you, work your body, work, baby, work your body, work.
Well, again, like I said, it's a lot based in the rhythms and chants, because we specifically and pride ourselves in doing that. So, for example, we say, you know it, Attention Please, that's a song from me. A lot of our party mixes and our medleys, such as the Snakes and Ladders Volume 1 and 2, The Beast, and of course, our most recent album, which is Now or Never, which is doing quite well for us on social media, and you know, we're pushing through it, and also look forward for more songs in 2025 again from XS.
Do it now, hey. No one ever. You want to free up hot design is no. No one ever. Don't waste no more time thinking about how. No one ever. One life we have to live, so let's just live. No one ever. Do it now. No one ever. Now is the time to show them what we do. XS to bring rhythm and hit for you.
Can you share with us some of the most memorable songs of Signal Band?
Anybody Love for sure is a big one for me. If you mean to say why, I can say why. Yeah,
Yes,
Anybody
you
Love
can.
is a big one, just because After Hurricane Maria, the country was under a lot of pressure, and psychologically, we felt that we had to make a contribution to that, and the contribution we made was Only by Your Love, and till this day, if we don't tell people that was a contribution after Hurricane Maria, they cannot tell. That's how well we did that song. We didn't say Hurricane Maria in it, we didn't say Dominica, we didn't say 2017, we didn't say September. So nobody can tie it to that moment, but that was our contribution at that time, and to see how people embrace this song and still embrace this song today means that we did that one well, So that song was like kind of our breakthrough. I think after Annie by Your Love, every household in Dominica knew who Signal Band was. So we appreciate Annie by Your Love for that.
Annie, 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 bayo, 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 bayo. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Can we expect or can we look forward to see a reunion?
But we did one couple years ago, and it was quite enjoyable. Sai was there, like all the band members were there, and maybe we might just do another one in the very near future. Who knows?
I don't know. The thing is, all of us right now in different places. When I say different places, like I'm in Canada, we have some other guys in France, and I mean everybody's everywhere right now. So I don't know. Maybe one day we might decide, hey, we can maybe do something together, maybe do a collab. Because right now, I mean, with the whole online thing, we can actually do music together still. So you never know, we can just put out a song or two or something. We'll see.
That you all have put out some hit songs for the year already. Can we expect more from the Signal Band for this year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the year just started, so we definitely have a lot more. At the end of the day, the music is the root of all success that we or any other musician can experience. You have to give the people music. That's the root. They like the music, they share it, they listen to it, they come to the shows, and it's just a cycle. So the cycle starts at the music. So we're gonna keep the music coming. Right now, we have about 5 up-tempo songs out, some slower than the other, and we have more to come. By the time this interview goes live, we'll have more.
What can we expect for this year?
We are going to have about, I don't want to say the number, but it's going to be a number between 5 and 10 contributions for 2025 season. We're already going into planning for what's going to happen after the Lenten season and the summer season. But we are, just fully contributing to the music in hopes to get it to the next level and beyond that level when it gets there.
Do you have any words of encouragement?
Bouyon music is a tough industry, especially now. We have a lot of Bouyon acts. The music has become easier to make in some way, and so tomorrow somebody could decide that they want to try something and it might work, and that means we all have to stay on top of our game. So right now the competition is strong, but it's healthy. We're still cool with everybody, but everybody on top of their game right now. Everybody want to be that next thing or that thing for a while. So encouragement to everyone, you can come in the game, the game is open, but let's just, try to maintain a standard as always. And if you come into that genre, let's just treat it as a business and not just something that you just do to make a quick buck. Let's treat it as a business and let's show it some love. Bouyon music needs that love, and we are the ones to give it the love, and then the fans will follow.
Don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to every opinion and try to change yourself. Decipher what you think will work for you and would not work for you, because everybody has an opinion. Everybody is what we call an expert, but you shouldn't just take on any advice, because that's one of the mistakes we made as well. We used to listen to everybody and we used to try to do everything everybody's saying, and it never actually made sense at one point. At one point I was like, okay, we should just stop listening to people and just do our thing. So whatever makes you just do you. If you can improve, if you think something can help you improve, do it. If you think it's something that you don't really find relevant to your upbringing or your performance or anything, just ignore it. Or just take it with a grain of salt, if you want to say that, right? That's what I would tell anybody upcoming, and just focus and be diligent with your work. Just keep putting out, even if something don't work out today, something might work out tomorrow. So just keep working at it.
We need to have a little bit more females in the Bouyon arena. Like, I am there, but I'm not gonna be there forever. So we need more young ladies to take up the mantle. And I know sometimes they are being referred to, to come to me and, to get a little encouragement and a little motivation and a little advice. And, they feel like, oh my God, Carlyn XP, I'm so afraid. I'm like, no. If you come, trust me, you will have a good time. I am not going to bite off your head, but I need to see a little bit. I mean, we have, I have seen Faithy, and I think there's another one. Yes, also Moxie Shelby. I want her to get a little more involved in the Bouyon, not just for the competition, but a little more. But she's still young, so we have to mold her a little bit. There's another one, I think, is that Bouyon Barbie? Yes, so I need to see a lot more females in the Bouyon arena, and we need to dominate. We not just want to be there and be at the back, we have to lead from the front, yeah? So that's what I want to say. I need to see more females in the Bouyon.